Right, here we are. I'm out on my Royal Enfield today. The mirrors are all a pot. We'll sort them in a second. Right, I've got no real destination in mind. I'm really just out to enjoy the ride. What a beautiful day. Not cold at all. Well, standing about. Obviously it's a bit cooler when the bike's going trundling along the road. I was about to say at speed, but you don't do speed on this. So I managed to catch a couple of videos today. I released a video myself today. Got quite a few questions, which is good. It's generated a bit of debate around the field of view on the DJI Action 3. Folks seem to enjoy it, which is always nice to hear. I truly believe that this camera completely trumps the GoPro, and I've said it so many times before. It's the cost. It's more than anything, it's the reliability. And yes, the GoPro sound is far, far superior. There's not a faffing you have to do with the DJI. However, the DJI Action 3 has come on leaps and bounds from the original. And with the correct microphone, it works equally as well. My problem is I'm cheapskate. I've just went with the microphones that I've had and played about with it until I got something that worked. I spent a lot of money recently, so I will buy a better one eventually, but not right now. I've got my European tour coming up. I've made a couple of big purchases. And you know, Rome wasn't built in a day. But other than the sound, which you may or may not have to work at, depending on your microphone, DJI have got it cracked. I would be the most frustrating thing for me in the world to record a journey only to find out that the camera overheated or gave up or jammed or whatever. The reason was that you lost the footage, and I've, you know, I am repeating myself for those who may not have watched any of my previous videos. The only time the DJI Action, the 1 or the 3, has let me down, it's the village idiot that's been operating it, i.e. me, getting the camera settings wrong, forgetting to switch it on, not plugging the microphone in properly, or indeed putting the wrong microphone in. But reliability, this thing churns. When I went to Skye this time last year, I recorded all day with the DJI, the original one. The entire day. In fact, the 3 days that I was away. I recorded the 3 days, and it was connected to USB on the bike, and it just ran and it ran and it ran. Absolutely brilliant. So I'm glad that folk have indeed enjoyed that little video, and thank you very much for all your comments. It's really nice to hear. I'm combining a love of motorbikes that I only recently rediscovered. When I say recently, a few years ago, maybe about 5-6 years ago. When the subject came up again, my wife's resistance was such that she was adamant she didn't want me to get a motorbike. So, you know, happy wife, happy life. But I kept chipping away at it. Right. Kept going on about it, especially because my son had a motorbike and seen him tootling about. And then one day she said to me, if you want a motorbike, you get yourself a motorbike. Joy of joys. Absolutely superb. And then a few months later, I had my first motorcycle for over 30 years, the Honda DeVille, and it's just been such a joy in my life ever since. And now I'm combining it with recording video. I've always liked taking pictures. I've not always been able to afford taking pictures. Busy around about this one. There we are. We're getting an indicator or two from folk. There we go. So I'm combining both, and I've said a few times previously, I just have some great fun recording videos for my old age, for the dark nights, for the nights that there's nothing on YouTube. I go and watch my own, and why wouldn't I? And now I'm having fun sharing my local area. So we're in a part of Dundee called Linlathen. I was brought up in Linlathen. I'm going to take you past my old house. Lived here for almost 20 years as a young lad. My mum and dad. Just at the back there, you may or may not have noticed the Sidlaw Hills that I've done a few videos on, that straddle the north of Dundee. It's fair to say Linlathen was not and is not for shrinking violets. It's yeah, it's a council house area. A lot of them have been bought. Some of them are very, very nice. Look at that. I mean, they're brilliant. Some, on the other hand, yeah. Anyway, it was quite a tough place to come up. Down there, down to my left, there used to be shops. A shop called Pat's. And I went to it for some messages from my mum. Right, I'm going to go down here. And I left my bike outside, and some of the laddies were mucking about with it, and of course that led to trouble, and there was about 3 of them, so I got a good kicking. But a couple of them got a sore face as well. But that was Lone Laughing for you. Ahead of you is the location of my primary school. None of it exists, it's all been flattened. But this was round about here. They've knocked it all down, it's all different. Was the gates to the school. And this would be my walk to school, around this little bit. I used to play football there before they built that building. A couple of pals stayed in houses here. Guys on the corner. Yeah, they were a bit avoidance of the law, shall we say. And here's the street that I was brought up on now. Just on the right. That one there with the white canopy, number 16. That's where we lived for almost 20 years. Well, I did anyway. Mum and Dad carried on for a couple of years after that, and then they moved. So